This regular meeting on this day, Tuesday, September the 17th, supposedly at 4:30, but it is now, so we'll understand, 4:34. Alderman Marquis Blunt. Alderman Rodriguez Brown.
President, I think you were on Okay, good. Alderman
Blunt.
Yes, sir.
Alderman Fred Esco is here. Alderman Mon Gilkey.
All right.
Alderman Les Penn.
I'm on the phone, man. I'm on the way.
Yes, sir. Alderman Tim Taylor.
Present.
Okay.
Alderman Lafayette Wells.
Present. So Alderman Blunt?
Yeah, we have a full complement except for Alderman
Somebody else is on that, I want to get maybe on that now. Who else is on the phone?
Gilkey.
Okay, Attorney Banks. Okay.
Sure.
Attorney Banks is on the phone.
I call you. I'm going to ask Dr. Anderson to lead us to a brief prayer, please.
Say thou his prayer. Our Father, thank you for allowing us to gather here today to come to the business of the city. Bless our thoughts, minds, and bodies as we do what is best for the citizens. Guide our actions and let our actions be pleasing in your sight. In your Son Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. We have a listed representative here from McQueen. Is he here? And Pastor Bobby Hunter is not here. Donna Yao is not here. And the Wagner group is not here. With that said, we do have a presentation today for one of the employees who has been here, it says 100 years. I think it's actually less than that. For those aldermen who wish to stand by my side as we make this presentation, please feel free to do so. And we'll turn this around. Yeah. Thank you, younger alderman, for helping me. You see what happens when you get up in the age, you can't get the help that you want to guide. But look, on behalf of all of those of us who stand here today, including those who are not here, that being Alderman Rodriguez Brown, Alderman Tim Taylor, Alderman Fred Esco, Alderwoman Mon Gilkey, and Alderman Lafayette Wells, and Alderman Les Penn, and as well as our municipal clerk, Dr. Shekinah Anderson. It is indeed for us to share our passion, our heart with you as a consequence of all of the moments and all of the time that you have given, one, this community, two, that you have given so many different mayors and so many boards. I am personally aware of your loyalty, of your allegiance, your hard work. There are some times when all of us experience challenges in life. But even in the face of that, you have risen up and been an integral and critical part of what it is that we're trying to do. There's no better memory than one voice, one people, one goal, and you have been a part of that. And this is just a point of appreciation. And it's a small point of appreciation in the heart of a great guy. It says, the City of Canton Retirement Award, presented to Mr. Andre Mack for 24 years of outstanding service that has helped to improve the City of Canton throughout the years, from the mayor Williamson, Virginia, MD, and all of those who stand here, the Board of Aldermen. They too serve as a bridge, and they're too part of your work. I'm going to ask, starting from my right, for each alderman to share that concern with you. 24 years is a lifetime. It's a long time to do anything. And you decided to take those 24 years and dedicate them to the city of Canton. For that, we're forever grateful.
First of all, I want to say thank you for your service, not just to the city of Canton, but especially Ward 6, because you live in my ward. There's not been a time when we didn't need something done within our ward and our city that we couldn't call you and get it done. You were expeditiously getting things done for us and for our citizens, and for those years of service. We say thank you and enjoy your retirement. Enjoy the days that lie ahead. I'm waiting to get there. Amen.
Again, congratulations, Mr. Mack. We appreciate your hard work and your service that you've rendered to the citizens of Canton, Mississippi. And of course, anytime you were called upon, you responded, and you always covered your tracks. You sent pictures, and you did what you were asked to do, and did it in a timely manner. And for that, we say thank you. We pray that you have a great, successful, wonderful retirement. That Lord continue to bless you with health and strength and all the other blessings He has for you. Thank you, Mr. Mack.
Thank you. Mr. Mack, I just want to congratulate you for your 24 years of service. You know, Mr. Mack, when I came back as an alderman of Ward 2, I found you to be Ward 2, come back. I've gone and I've come back. Can't hold a good man down. But you've been always a hand-on guy. You was a hands-on, you showed your dedication and your loyalty to the city of Canton. And you would call us and report if you saw something out of hand. And I just want you to know that I thank you and appreciate you for being that kind of person. And I know that you're going to continue to do that. Even though you're retired, you're going to still be looking out for our city, and the city can need more of you. So just enjoy your retirement, and just Godspeed, and just do the things that you always long to do. And that's in vacations, and do all those things that you always had dreamed of. God bless you. Thank you.
You said it.
I start out by saying just the way I would introduce myself in a letter. Dear Mr. Mack, your unwavering talent to the city is not unknown. We know what you stand for. We know how hard you've worked throughout your time here. 24 years seems like a lifetime, but I think you worked hard enough to get to this particular day. I know since my tenure, you probably never had your blood raised as much as you had it raised with me, and I understand that. But I think we had the same ideas in mind and the same goal to better this city. And sometimes you have to go through loopholes to get these things done, but I think through it all, you've seen just what I meant going forward. This is a battle. But I read somewhere one time where it said, tough times don't last forever. Tough people do. You one of the tough people. Thank you for allowing me to be here, even though every day was not a good day. But when we saw each other in the streets, we handled each other like brothers would. So with that, again, you know what the goal is. The goal will still be the same as I go forward until my last day here. I want a better Canton. And the people that I work with, yes, I'm going to push them to be the MVPs of this city. So one day we can stand back and say, look at the work we've done. Thank you so much for your time, your talent, but most of all, thank you for you. Thank you so very much.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Mr. Mack, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your years ahead of you. Hope great things for you. Hope blessings for you and your family. I like to say we appreciate everything you've done in 24 years giving to the city. It's a great contribution. We thank you for being here with us in the lean years and doing much with little. I know a lot of times we weren't able to provide you all with everything you needed, but you got the job done. I respect you for that, and like I said, whenever I called, you was answering, you was willing to get the job done, whatever, so. Like I said, we're gonna miss you. We need more people like you here in the city that are willing to dedicate themselves and want to see their city in a better place. And can't say enough about you. We appreciate you and hope great things for you in the future. Thank you again.
And by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Canton, I'm not going to present this to you alone. I'm going to ask each alderman to place a hand on this plaque as we present it. It's like I didn't really intend to share it. As we present it to you. God bless you so very much.
Thank
You know, there's a country song that Chris Stapleton says, "Shoot your best shot, take your best shot. You get your last chance to knock me out if you want to."
All the hotels.
Knock it out. Knock it out.
John? All right.
Can you make sure every alderman get that video?
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Rana, come in and sit here.
Yes,
Yes, would you approach, please?
yes, yes.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, incredible board.
How you doing?
Thank you. This is where we started when we first came to Canton, Mississippi, to raise awareness about suicide intervention and prevention, because we saw the statistics of suicide and our young people, depression and bullying throughout the schools. And not only in Canton, but it's nationwide. But we chose Canton because Canton is a community where we know also that there's a lot of resistance to know what, situation, because this is a very tough situation, and but we opened the doors because now people are talking. People came up, people in the community came up, and they are more amenable to sort of get this done, because we have found a way, an approach to be able to sort of get this thing addressed, because we're losing a generation. And this is what Misha and I had started off in this community. And Misha has brought in a lot of light to a lot of people, because she was the face. She was the voice. When you think of suicide prevention and intervention, she was it. And this month is Suicide Prevention Month. And we'd like to continue to make that a situation that we have to deal with. But at the end of the day, we're going to need your support. We're going to need your support in this community. Okay, we've already talked to the superintendent. We've talked to some people in the community. We've done programs with people, what you call therapy on television. We've talked to kids before they even go down, because we are the before people. We intervene before they go through therapy, because there should always be that person, and then we work with our clinical people or consortium that will see them before. Okay. So, I'm here today not only to, since this is where we started, but not only to announce, I wanted to officially announce the passing of Mission Care. Because for 40 years we've been married. I will need your support for this organization that's here. I have decided to put together a tribute for her. It's called The Light, The Legacy, and the Mission of Mission McKay. She was light because she brought people out of the darkness. To love people. And she had a legacy. It's called the CARES Legacy. Community awareness regarding eradicating suicide. And that works. Because before you do anything, and the doctor knows care is key, you must have care. Care is key to anybody that gravitates to even getting the idea of saying that. They want help. Awareness is the thing that makes people open up, aware that something is happening. And we provided a platform because people don't talk. Provided a platform through our television programs, through our campaigns on television, and the kinds of calls that she used to get. She answered each and every one of them. And she changed people's lives at the time, just when they were ready to sort of say, I break down, I don't know what to do. But talking to her at that time, it changed their lives. And then they come to her and say, Michelle, thank you. Because not necessarily wanting to take his life, but at least I was at the verge where she always says, don't be at the verge to be pushed over the edge. I was just about to be pushed over the edge. And so, this is what we do. And Canton is our headquarters, and we will spread this throughout the state. We have a program called Ambassadors Against Bullying. Everybody can always think about having been bullied. But we want to make it a curriculum that is going to go through schools. Because it is only when it's a curriculum and kids are able to sort of do a part in that kind of thing, understanding that bullying is not an issue, because bullying is what causes a lot of young people to take their own lives. And we found out that even through research. So she took the mantle and gave it to me, because I couldn't do anything else except to continue. So, And she probably wouldn't want to see me sad and that kind of thing because she knew that. She gave me the template actually of how to continue this and to broaden it out and make it bigger than what we started off with. Because in every situation, we spend our own money to start one. To run an organization, we spend our own money. Why? Because we believed. And this is something, it is a mission that was given. That's why it's the light, the legacy, and the mission of Mission Bay. So this is going to be on the 29th of October. I'm putting together an event with about 800 people at the Jackson Convention Center. And I'd like to see all of you there. I'd like to see your people. I'd like to know that Jackson is represented. And Jackson is actually the king. And Mr. Mayor, with my extension right now, I'd like for you to come and say, you're a great speaker. You spoke when we opened. You spoke when we were here. And not only that, as a physician who understands this topic and also knows what we are doing in the community of Canton. I'd like to extend for you to come one of those.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. And having said that, I thank you all for listening to me. I thank you all for your support. And I would love your continued support as an organization in this community doing fabulous things because we have intentions of doing a lot of things that are visible so people can see what it is, especially with our kids, because those are prized people and they're struggling, and we need to stand. And I call on the clarion call. And I thank you.
I would like to say thank you on behalf of the Alderman, and thank you so very much. Sometimes in life there is a dark cloud that we face, oftentimes believing that we cannot conquer and see a brighter day. But oftentimes having a friend whose name is Jesus helps us through the most difficult times and difficult points we are facing against the winds of the earth, and believe that the real answer is the taking of one's own life. But people like Misha gave us help and gave us hope and said, no, don't do it. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of belief in our failure, because sometimes the devil wants us to do dark things and evil things and destructive things. But we pray for folks like you, Ronald, that you're here in this community. And we all thank you. And may you continue to be blessed. And we thank you and her for continuing to bless this community. Thank you. Don is not here. Wagner is here. I'm assuming that's Wagner engineer.
Mayor, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Tell Michelle now, we haven't seen her since we awarded her with this grant. We don't know what's going on with it. We need updates, at least on a monthly basis.
Okay, she's supposed to be here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Good evening, board. Good evening, Mr. Swan. Thank you all for letting me speak to you tonight. I don't have anything to hand out to you all tonight, but I'll just give you a verbal update on all the projects that are near construction. The first being Parker Street. That pre-construction meeting has been held. The notice to proceed date was issued for September 23rd, so a week from yesterday. So next week, we should start seeing Hill Construction Company mobilize over there on Parker Street. And again, that's a 90-day construction timeline. So we're looking at completion of construction around December of this year. The City of Canton Soldiers Colony project, the contract agreement is in the hands of the contractor at the moment, which is TM Productions. We're waiting on their bid, their bond company to mail those bonds over to us. Once that's been executed, we'll get that into the hands of the city for the attorney's review, as well as the mayor's signature, and then we'll be ready to schedule that pre-construction meeting as well. The City of Canton Drainage Improvements Project, the pre-construction meeting is scheduled for this Thursday, which is the 19th. At the moment, the notice to proceed date, we have an anticipated date of when that will be. It is not confirmed until we can actually have that pre-construction meeting, and speak with the contractor. Obviously, we'll do our best to negotiate with him to go ahead and have that expedited and as soon as possible. Also, we received an email, I guess, either yesterday or late last week, regarding the City of Canton streets that you all want to resurface. So we acknowledge being copied on that email. And over the next couple of days, we'll be visiting each of those streets to assess the condition of those, to lay eyes on them, and then with the city's authority, we'll put together a design and a bidding package for the resurfacing of those streets. Through discussion yesterday, I overheard that the city plans to budget for 2 streets per ward. I believe on that email, we received 3 streets per ward with some that were outstanding and to be determined. So once that is finalized and wrapped up, we'll be sure to go ahead and start putting that package together. Like I said, that's basically the update I had for you all tonight. Construction is nearing, so.
Yes, sir. Ms. Clark, on some of those streets, you find out some of them are short streets, and that's why you see 3 on some of ours.
Okay.
Some of the streets are very short, and some of them are just sections. That Alvin got to explain to you what section of that street was to be done in that process. The other question is, what are we saying with the latest information on the camera findings between Fulton and Center Street?
Right, so the final deliverable to the city is in progress.
Okay.
That's the final report where we give you all what our suggestions are based on the findings of the field data. I did visit Fulton Street and Center Street after the storm with Francine.
Okay.
The areas that we did identify that either had collapsed pipe or blockage within that pipe, I could tell where those areas were not drained properly. And then some areas where they were able to blow some of that blockage out and all that debris, significantly increase the flow of water, and I noticed that drainage had picked up. I think that was beneficial to the city, and obviously that report is pending, and probably have to provide that to you all at the next meeting.
Yeah, and on the streets in Ward 5, Boyd Street, Franklin Street, and Wells Street. Now, Wells Street is shared by myself and all of the Yogi, so that'll be one complete street, unless you want that listed by Ward 6 all.
Not even that onto my part as well.
Okay, all right, so that'll be one complete. It's a straight shot, and it needs to be beautified if you all do it. Wells. I'll be out there the whole time watching, so.
Like I said,
Every
as part
concept for issue.
of that assessment, we'll be able to identify the condition of those roads and determine if a full depth removal will be required or necessary. or if we can just do a mill and overlay and resurface that road. So, the mill and overlay, all we do is go in and take 1.5 inches out of the asphalt out, and then pour an asphalt layer back over that mill rock.
So this will consist of the striping of the lines and all that also? Yeah, because we both border two schools, Nichols Middle School and McNeil Elementary. And the kids, when they're walking to school, they need to look and see what real crosswalks look like. They shouldn't be brown, they shouldn't be black, they should be white, and they should be meticulously done. Just like if you go to, and I'm impressed with Madison, right there at Walmart, with all the traffic that they have, those crosswalks look brand new every day. And this is the type of work that we would love to have going on in the city of Canton.
Right.
Yeah, not a situation that's gonna last 45 days and then back to normal. No, our kids need the same due diligence as to what something should look like, as opposed to saying the same old thing every day because they're in an underserved area. And, you know, that is gonna have to be discontinued. So, and I know that I'll push for it as long as I'm doing something in leadership in the city of Canton, so.
I just, what,
Alderman Brown.
the scheduling for going out and viewing the sites, are you gonna give those aldermen to go out and assist you? Because some, like Alderman Will said, some of the streets are short because of portions that needs to be done on it. So I think you might have to give that particular alderman to identify the area of need and go from there, so we don't get an oversight or anything.
Right.
Doing something that we don't want done. And costing more than what we expected, because like I said, I got 3 sections that are just small sections and not doing the entire streets, because I know that'd be costly, so. Just trying to pinpoint those areas of need.
Like I said, we're gonna try and go ahead and get a jump on that, so in the next couple of days, depending on all of your availability, we can get with you and visit that site.
Okay. Yeah, no numbers.
Any other questions? There's a point here that has to be made, and of course, we all know about the monies coming from USDA, the Natural Resource Conservation Commission, as it relates to mitigating flooding through levees, dams, detention and retention ponds. It seems to me that I talked to someone about attempting to identify on all of our streets by definition have storm drain systems. The question is, what is the condition of those storm drain systems on each street? Ames, Fulton, George, Van Buren, Fulton. And the answer is we don't really know. Because we have not done an assessment of the drainage system as what drainage systems in our community are all in collapse, in which the imminence is that they will collapse over the next 2 or 3 years and present a real flooding problem like backflow. And so I think that at some point we do need to take a serious look at we're being protected with what's being done with the water coming from the south. But when the water arrives here, we need to have the proper drainage system in our community to redirect that water as it drains off our streets into the drainage system, supposedly out to the big black. And so I think that's a serious issue that we need to take a look at. And I don't know to whom I talk, whether the department heads or whether we go to whoever, but it's something that we ask you to take under consideration. And I know that that comes from calls, but I would hate for us to have a system that perfectly works, preventing flooding, so the water does get here,
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
In favor, aye.
Yes, and
Brown,
Well,
Motion carried.
Alderman Blunt on that, thank you.
Who?
Alderman Blunt.
Oh, Alderman Blunt, I'm sorry. Close the vote. Is that yours? Motion carried. The mayor calls for approval of the claims and contractual docket. Do we have a motion?
A motion, we, approve claim, contractual claim document.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion with the number eight.
A second approval of an readiness.
I have not read it, Mayor.
There's a second approval of readiness by Alderman Taylor. They also in readiness by Alderman Lafayette Wells, who is in readiness of Alderman Taylor.
Okay, yes, on the claims docket, Wagner and the, task orders that are listed here, 16 GIS, 13 MCI. They got, look, is there an update on all this that we can, is there an update that we can see as far as time of completion, if it's completed, just where we are with these particular task orders?
Yeah, so that's something, that we normally list out in our, quarterly reports that we prepare, quarterly engineering reports that we
Okay.
provide to the city. So I can have one of those prepared for you.
That was the absolute one, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gary. Also, with the utilities and CMU, Mayor, I know, we went over there and you took a statute with you. Is there any update from Mr. Young over there at CMU as to where we're gonna go in the future with this particular bill?
I have not received any update. I approached CMU as well as the attorney. I would imagine the next step would be that you, as you stated, would be to simply ask Mr. Young what status. Dr. Anderson, if you would remind me to send a letter to Mr. Howard, with reference to the point of the
And the iWorks, program that we're using, who all is using that program other than Public Works? Building and Development. Yeah, the bill here is interesting. Is this a one-time bill, once a month, or really a yearly renewal? Okay, I got you.
So you won't be a monthly fee amount.
That completes my readiness.
Alderman Taylor's readiness has been remedied. Alderman Wells.
Yes, sir, on the public works, we have, sent off a little better than $1,500 in cleaning charges, for public works. How many months is that? You don't have an idea?
How many months?
Right,
Great question.
Public Works.
yeah.
Since how the deal, sometimes, we not submitted.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Public Works Center's bills are sometimes not submitted in a timely manner, so they tend to pile up versus other departments. And we received a list from Center's of bills of invoices that had not been cleared. So I sent them out to Public Works, Parks and Rec, and Landfill. And the bulk of those that had not cleared was from Public Works.
So you're talking 45 days or more?
Yeah, some of it might be coming from April.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
April, May.
We don't need to be, that wild.
I think, moving forward with the combining of the departments, I think that issue will be resolved.
So what is the process, excuse me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So with these particular items on this docket, are we current as we know of after today?
Yes.
We don't have any more of these April and May hanging out nowhere?
We shouldn't have any more outstanding.
Okay.
Should.
I don't know, that's the
These were sent, the ones that you see here, they were sent directly to me from the vendor stating that they had to be here. And that's why I said I got it with the different departments and, you know, encourage them to get them in so they can be cleared. We want them cleared by September 30th.
So what you're saying is that they were previously sent to the department and ended up having to come back to you to get, okay,
Correct. They previously went to the department in April,
okay,
in May, and June. They went to the department's thing.
okay.
The chair, I'm sorry,
I'm through, man.
the chair recognizes Alderman Taylor.
Yeah, what is the procedure or the process when an employee is no longer employed by the city? How do we go about getting those uniforms back? Because if you look throughout the city, you'll see that we got a lot of ex-city employees with uniforms. And, you know, I don't know what is the process, what is the procedure. I've been told that they can't get the last check until they turn all uniforms in. Who's inventorying those particular uniforms? Because I'm telling you, on any given Sunday afternoon, you'll see a lot of ex-employees still presenting a new fashion statement with uniforms from the city. At least the pants. And I just wonder, you know, are we still paying for things that we're not utilizing? Are they turning them in or what?
Well, I would say we have had to pay for uniforms that were not turned in. That has been the, I guess you could say, the responsibility of HR. Not to go to HR.
Department heads.
It's the responsibility of HR, because that's who has to check.
Is it
HR.
a department?
They're supposed to turn it, what they're doing now is turning it into, currently, they're turning it into the Jackson, what they department. And prior to the Jackson.
They're supposed to do that department head, and the department head is responsible for saying, okay, Ms. Jackson, having uniforms on employee X, they're clear. They're supposed to sign off on those things. So that's the department head's issue, so, but then, and then you should be paying, because no one told us, a few months ago, I think, we asked a question, and you brought to the fact that somebody didn't turn the uniform, and then we had to, we paid a hefty price. We paid a good price for those uniforms.
I mean, up in the hundreds.
Right, yes, but we paid very well. Because we asked that question, why would we have said, somebody didn't turn the uniform, some people turn uniform, and we would start paying them. So I think we need to make sure the department heads know, can sign a form that everything is clear on it. I think, Joe.
And to some degree, when an employee is hired, in the event that they leave the city, that should be explained up front. I don't know if it's in the handbook or not, but, you know, the entrance and the exit should have a process with both. And I know we don't do this, but I hope the city will adopt some type of plan to have an exit interview when employees leave the city, whether they're terminated or quit on their own. We still need to get ideas and, you know, be analytical as to what we can do better and how we can perform better in retaining top employees. But I know attrition happens everywhere you go, but we still need to have some type of firm data that will tell us that's what we're doing when employees exit the city. Thanks.
And with that, the item that was in question, was the approval of claims docket.
Yes, Mayor, that was it. I have a question, so I'm
Yeah.
going to do the question. Good for both.
All in favor?
That's correct.
Well,
Give me name.
Brown eye.
And Taylor, nay.
Question count.
4:30.
Motion carried. As relates to item 8, authorize and approve rescinding the board's June 17, 2024, vote to approve ratification of revised IntelliSec agreement. Do we have a motion?
All motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll say.
All in
I
favor?
have unread.
Other than read by Alderman Gilkey.
And I also have one read.
Other than read by Alderman Taylor.
Mayor, did we come to a conclusion as to what was legal and what was not so ethical or legal about the discussion, during the discussion last night? I know we heard some things about if it was manual or versus automatic and the schematics of it.
Yeah, I sent y'all a memo on it too, which I spoke to, you know, for the Bernice, I brought up that the statute is not distinguishable because it's not automated, it's manual. And so, and I talked to the city attorney for Hattiesburg, he's confirmed they approved that agreement as well also prior to us maybe doing that too. So I think there is some people using it, and it's my understanding that Moss Point just got challenged on it, and the judge put the case out. So,
What happened?
Moss Point got challenged on it, and the judge put the case out.
This is
Is it gonna be
court.
appealed?
Ma'am,
It's gonna be appealed.
no, I'm saying is it in court?
It's dismissed now.
Okay. Alderman Taylor.
Yeah, because although the mayor did a very good job of reciting the statute last night, there are two words in that particular statute that describes the process that does not include us, and a manual process and an automatic process. And this doesn't apply to what we're doing in the city, because what we're doing is man-held. It's not stationary anywhere, and it's not really, I know it's getting car tags, but it's not in a corner in the dark somewhere spying on anybody. So those two particular adjectives that were explained last night in the statute has to be looked at. And again, I didn't know about the Moss Point situation, but I do know about Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is a larger city with a college campus. And I just didn't understand, you know, if they're doing the same thing, why can't this city do it? And if it's efficient and it's going to support us going into this 21st century with all the components coming into the city, I still think it's a needed process. But I understood the statute, but those two words seem like those two particular descriptions of the statute blows this particular nay vote away. I would think it's just 1/7 opinion of the whole process.
Well, there's another side of this. First of all, there is a belief that this is an illegal process. The statute is clear. The other thing is that what we're doing is that we're using poor people here in the city of Canton to gain income, which makes no sense to me. There are other ways in which we can produce income besides holding these automated cameras at folks, registering their tags, and increasing their insurance. And voters know that as to, you know, what we're doing. I asked this board to think of other ways that we can generate income besides this way. But, you know, again, in the final analysis, as those of you always decided, that I don't have a vote, but I do have a voice. And sometimes my voice is listened to, most of the time it's not. But, you know, you have to consider what you're doing to your own constituents in this circumstance. It is still not clear concerning the legality of this issue. I can assure you it will be challenged, and I know we're not afraid of challenges. You know, it seems it doesn't matter. But I just leave you with this one point, and that is that, I don't know what they're doing in Gulfport. I know it was once there, but it's not now. I don't know what they're doing in Hattiesburg. I understand it's like a pilot project. But when you take this vote, remember that you voted to raise money for this city against your voters. And we don't need that in this community. And we don't need folks to church raise. So with me, with one voice, I'm basically through.
Well, Mayor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
I respectfully disagree with your statement when it comes to poor people. I don't think people out there pointing radar detectors at specifically poor people.
Well, I should say people.
Okay,
People in period.
okay,
Whether they're black, white, whatever.
okay, because I don't think
When we sit somewhere, and you know, it's one thing when the blue light is behind you. It's another thing when someone gets in the mail this violation. They weren't even driving the car, but they have to pay it anyway, and the insurance goes up. And then the mood and the attitude of the citizenry, you know, that's already having broad discussions about this issue. I said to you today, and to all of you, we don't need the money. And in particular, what we do need is what we are doing as it relates to our budget. I think we need that. But to penalize Cantonians this way, I don't think that should be done. But it's left up to the board.
And again, Mayor, I respectfully disagree because every day throughout this country, people who break the law have to pay for breaking the law. Now, I look at the radar system, and everywhere I've gone, there's been some type of prevention system in place to catch violators. We should not be a city that doesn't do the same thing. We have a reputation that if you want to get away with something, just go to Canton and you'll get away with it.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, we do have a reputation. Yes, we do.
That's not the case here.
No,
Well, they did come to Canton, and so, and supposedly they were in Gulfport, they're not there now.
Okay.
In some other community, but they're here. And because they came to Canton, that just means we had to welcome them to Canton to what we did, to adopt their automaticity, their radar guns. And that's what we did. We said, it's okay for you guys to be here. The only thing that I'm saying is that I do not think that we ought to be about the business in placing this burden on the citizens of Canton this way. So that's my position on it. That's my echo to the citizenry, that I never thought that it should have been done. And so I only have a voice. I don't have a vote.
Well, Mayor, if you come to court services on any given Wednesday, especially this past Wednesday, Officer Plummer sit on the stand almost 3 hours dealing with nothing but tickets. And it looks like we're in a primitive state when you go to the city of Jackson and they're in and out of there. Now, I don't know what methods they're using, but for one officer who could be on the streets patrolling to sit here 3 hours, I think is a primitive process when we're in such a sophisticated society. Now, I do believe there are things that are put in place that don't always succeed. But if it's permissible and it's not against the law, give it an opportunity to fail. But don't fail it before it gets going.
Well, I'm not trying to fail it. First of all, I don't think that the people who come to our justice system are primitive. Secondly,
I said the process is primitive.
I don't think the process is primitive.
It's very primitive.
Well, I think the process follows the laws of the state of Mississippi.
And it's
I think that a lot of people are in court due to other reasons other than speeding. It could be an accident. It could be a hijacking, it could be all kinds of things that's committed. And so the only thing that I'm saying is, sometimes you have to be real careful about your choices. You know, whether you want to introduce this process and fund our citizens, where you run up their insurance, where you take pictures of the tag, whether you want this in your community. Now, you know, if Hattiesburg wants it, that's fine. But the question is this something that you want to impose on the citizens of Canton? And if that's what you want to do, then vote for it. And if you don't want to do it, then don't vote for it. And that's all that I'm saying. As a mayor, I'm not representing any particular ward, I'm representing this community, and I'm raising the issue that if you gentlemen want to go and put this burden on your voters, go and do it. I don't want to do it, because I think it's an undue burden, and I think there are other ways that we can generate income, as opposed to this way. So, I'm not going to speak here the rest of the, are there any other comments? I'm not going to, rest of the day, I'm going to call for a motion. We're going to vote it up or vote it down and move on to the next point. I'm sorry, Alderman Brown, Alderman Wells was.
Yeah, just so we have to the board, last evening when we had this discussion, you said that the contract, you would not sign it based on the language that was in that
I'm not
contract.
signing.
So, we need to get that.
Well, it's not valid anyway, then.
Right.
No, it's not valid.
Right, so what's out there hasn't been signed.
Okay.
So, if you're not gonna sign the contract, I mean, if they ratify it, you still say you're not gonna sign it, so. Yeah, I'll go ahead and for
And for Alderman, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the mayor, not.
Right, yeah, you said not gonna sign, yeah, with the language of the 6 months after, the contract's expired, they still, collect fees. That's what.
And I agree, that puts us in bondage, I understand that, yeah. Yeah.
Alderman Brown.
My question is, you saying this endeavor was brought to us by this company, it wasn't something that we seek
No.
to put in?
Lobbyist McCrory brought it to us.
What chief?
Chief, you just want, Chief?
I just wanted to ask, is,
Chief Brown. Chief Brown, yeah, they did.
Don't let him get in his car and turn his lights
Yeah, there you go.
what's the name of this? I don't even.
on. Tell us that.
Chief, this tell us say, can you, I'm just trying to understand the need and also the use of this, of what they're offering us. Is it something that the police department see fit to put in use, or is it something that you don't really need? That's what I basically. What's your opinion?
From the first beginning, when we first talked to the gentleman, myself, Lafayette, Taylor, and Pesco, we was gonna get a percentage off the tickets. And it was gonna be a different day, then it was gonna be a different court date set from the court date that we have every Wednesday. Now, on the issue, what Mr. Taylor was talking about, Officer Plum sat here 3 hours. Those tickets are being written because these guys are on the grant. So that's the reason he was here for so long, because they so many hours on the grant after their regular duty, that the grant we received, the safety grant, which is speeding, child restraint, seat belts, all of that. That's the reason why they was here. That's the reason we was trying to have traffic court to try to do some of these tickets. They have the right to come in and pay the ticket and all of that. And a lot of people don't have insurance. Y'all might not believe a lot of folks in Canton don't have insurance. But they're not only just for tickets in Canton, they're outside of Canton, on whoever they can speed. So when I said yesterday when we was talking, I was asking this board when we get to that, to vote that down because of, I didn't think we needed to go the way of getting it out here. They didn't ever bring the instrument to run a trial base on it. They did. You know, I asked them to run the instrument, let's run a trial base first to see how this stuff is gonna take place. Right. Now, we did train an officer on it. They came and trained an officer on it, and that officer was supposed to share it with other officers. You know, it's you shine it on the car, you put it in, put the speed limit in on that street, shine it on the car, and once that car is speeding, you know, it takes a picture of it and send it to the owner whose car it is. You know, and that can cause confusion. You know, if I let you drive my car and find out we ain't got no insurance, whatever, you know, the person in the car itself don't get the ticket. Whoever owns the car on the ticket. So that's why I was asking y'all yesterday, let's vote it down just to a later date, we can go back and visit. That's what I was asking.
But it's not a vote at all because it's not ratified. The mayor had signed it.
Yeah,
so there's no value to it at all. But you know, you being the chief of police, it substitutes for putting a person or taking away from the personnel on the streets. It's safer. That's what I'm looking at. And the mayor has said on a number of occasions, the city is operating very dangerously at this particular point in time because we're not staffed up. We don't have the officers that we need. We're going to work that out. We're going to fix that. But until the time comes, if something is in place that's safe to your officers going forward and safe in this community, I believe we need to look at it with a different type of mentality and not always be the last city to jump on board with anything. We should have a proactive mannerism, a concept, the same way we did with the marijuana situation, which we know once upon a time, marijuana was a gateway drug to the bigger drugs, but we took a chance on it. So here we have a possibility of utilizing something that may be safer in the future for your officers. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at. The compliance and the convenience that will take it, because if you walk in any convenience store, the idea of having somebody check you out, those days are long gone. These machines computers are taking over. It'll be self-done. And that's what you call automated. It's placed and it's in a place and it won't move. These officers holding that gun can move around, just like the officers do in Madison when they sit on I-55 and they're pointed back toward the north, and they're getting everybody. Rankin County does it. I don't think we do it, but just an idea of getting away from the old and coming into the new. That's all I'm saying. And wasting a ticket, a person writing a ticket, and maybe thinking they have probable cause, reading rights someone for a ticket. I think it's ridiculous. I think we need to catch up and get on board with what else is going on. We complain about everything, what we don't have, but the components that we get the opportunity to get, I think we need to jump on. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree with you, but I said let's sit down and look at it again.
Okay.
You know, before we go forward.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
All right. Yeah.
The officers that said on 55, they were running tag reels, looking for murders and all this stuff. The computer's in the car. Them guys you see sitting in them turnaround areas, them tag reels on front of the car. That's where they're facing, so everything go by. It's reading, and when it alerts something, it alerts their computer in red, and that's when they go out.
Same difference. Same difference reading tags.
But I want to make one last statement before we vote, and that is, I think that this board has made tremendous strides, making tremendous strides by its actions to make our city safe as we possibly can. And of course we have taken those steps. If I can use the word, beefing up our police department as well as our fire department giving them everything that they need to make all of us safe. So, you know, as we go and move forward in this highly technological world, whatever it is technological out there, that helps make this city safe. We want to be a part of it. With that said, Mayor, who makes the motion?
I did.
All in favor?
Oh, no, Ken did.
Ken made the motion, who made the second?
I said.
Who?
Alderman so second.
All in favor? One.
Well, I think I still something in question, clarification as to, is this something that we should vote on now, so Mayor sign it, or?
No, we shouldn't vote.
Well, you probably shouldn't. It's really not, it's not a legal document.
Right.
Yeah, so why don't we just move this to executive session and, just see, talk about it and then come back and open. And at that time, we can take a vote or not.
Well, I'm of the opinion,
We would actually then got more of the legal opinion from our attorney.
Yeah, because, I mean, I did send you all a little notice about reminding me of rescinding a contract and getting the work done. And that's before I understand that there's a certificate. So you can talk about this in the
Okay.
Well, the police chief just said, gave us his advice, is to vote this down. Of course, the board has the final assessment. This is not an emergency. McCrory has probably lobbied as many people as he possibly can to get this done, but I'm talking about what is in the best interest of Cantonians. And for right now, this is not an emergency, it's not an urgency or an emergency. We can always come back to it. So we're, in respect for your, you said move it where?
Well, I know there's a motion on the floor, and, I can make a motion to move into executive session, that's,
What was my motion, Sergeant?
oh, yeah.
I just rescind the motion.
Okay.
You rescind it, and I'd like to make a motion at this time to have, what item was that, 7, to move to executive session.
Do we have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
guilty, aye.
That's fine.
Well,
in favor of that.
Motion carried. I want to ask the members of the board if they would take a careful look at items 8 through 11. Before I ask for a motion, asking the board, as you look at 8 through 11, is there a question of any item before it is bundled?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 9.
Item number 9, consider and approve raising the cost of, okay.
I know we had discussion about this on last night, but there was some additional language that was supposed to be added to this.
Yes, ma'am.
We also stated that we would send letters to the funeral home, requesting that they, submit their request to us for, burial pots being dug
Okay.
in a timely manner. And we were gonna establish, a minimum of 3 days, I think you said, unless it was extenuating circumstances.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can we vote on 8, 9, and 11 and come back,
No.
8, 10, and 11?
That's fine with me.
And come back to 9? Because 9 has a lot of repair
Mhm.
and in addition to talking about policy.
just,
No action taken.
no action taken?
Yeah.
No
Can I
way.
on that since we are supposed to send the letter first?
Yeah, we need to, we may not need to vote on this, we might need to, what needs to happen?
But are the fees still gonna change?
Yeah.
We had said, what?
Yes.
That was part of all of
It was,
understand.
it was question, the actual amount of fees that we going to charge instead of the amount that exists on here. We thought about a lower amount last night, and we discussed it, but today it showed up.
Yeah, we never
didn't
did.
talk about it.
Right, we didn't talk about it,
So
so we, yeah, go ahead, Alvin, let's go.
Yeah, so if we could just have more time, table it and take it back up at our next meeting, because it's not an urgency.
Yeah.
At this point, so.
Okay,
No action.
Yeah.
no action. So in that circumstance, is it okay for the mayor to ask for a vote on 8, 10, and 11?
If I can be recognized for you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but taking a page from the mayor, when we look at these price increases, this is, as he so previously stated and eloquently stated, that we don't want to continue to put undue burdens on people. Now, we know, the task of life comes with death, we know that. And when a family is already in mourning, and some people don't have the adequate insurance, when we raise these fees, as the lady Yuki said last night, that is passed on to the family. Yeah, and this is, what I'm doing, I'm making a parallel between sophistication and going forth in the future, and yet being inclusive with families when we do these things under consideration. And when we raise these fees, that's another undue burden, thank you for that phrase, Mayor, to our constituents as we go forward in the city. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. With that said, the mayor hereby would like to entertain a motion that involves items 8, 10, and 9. I mean, 8, 10,
18 and
11.
11. May I motion that we, accept items 8, 10, and 11 as written?
Do you have a second?
I'll second the motion as stated.
All in favor?
Jeffrey, aye.
Wells, aye.
In favor?
Peanut.
Everybody's missing.
Wait.
Oh, motion carried.
Wait, running from the vote? Sing all the way. It's hot in the kitchen and you don't leave.
I would like to ask the board if they would take a look at items 12 through 15 and ask if there are any questions relevant to 12, 13, 14, 15.
I'll make a motion to approve items 12 and 15.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Peanut, aye.
Did everybody see my memorandum on that ordinance?
Ma'am?
The ordinance included that in their bubble.
On 15?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody saw my memorandum on that ordinance?
Yes. Right.
Yes, I read it.
Wells, aye.
Mayor, I know we're in the middle of a vote, but can we get some clarification on Roman number 12?
Roman 12.
Yeah.
Authorizing approval payment of $17,000 Department of the Treasury and Internal Revenue Services for 2 failures. I would imagine Dr. Anderson that's
Yeah.
cause to file, to file penalties for failure to make a proper tax deposit penalty and interest charges.
Yeah, and my reason is, since we're in open session, I think the public should be more familiar with what this is about, rather than just reading it and having a question and no one asking about what this is, just to let them know that we're not actually in tax trouble. The city's not being about to be taken over by anybody, so that's why I asked for the clarification.
Yes, sir. Do you have enough?
It's in our packets.
Yeah, isn't
Can you pass those to us?
It's in our packets.
Huh?
It's in our packets.
I'm talking about to the audience.
Yeah, this is for educating purposes only.
Okay. Huh? I thought they,
No, no, no.
huh? Just enough, can you?
They have agendas.
They have that,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's not that we are not
Right.
paying taxes or anything.
That's what I'm saying,
We
from a
just
verbal
had to pay.
standpoint, that's all I'm
We
asking.
had to pay a late.
From a verbal standpoint, I think, taxpayers should know what situation. I'm not saying to give out classified information or documentation, but, a little bit more of an explanation going forward. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay. The mayor would ask you.
No, we were in the middle of.
Yeah, we had started.
Yeah.
Alderman Penn,
Oh, we had started.
Alderman Penn, and Alderman Blunt at home.
Alderman Blunt, Alderman Penn, Alderman
Oh, yeah,
West.
you're not, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't have it in readiness in the middle of the motion.
I did, I said, I know we're in the middle of the you could have called it and killed it, but you didn't. So.
I know what you would have said if you had done that. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta have some.
I would have gone through the
Reports.
four. Oh, okay, who were the names?
I support it as well, I'm looking at it.
5
Brown,
Brown eight.
Brown.
You got 10
No,
seconds.
Gary.
Yeah.
And in relation to item 16, I'll ask the board to look at that separately. Consideration of approval of the following streets for construction and maintenance of integral public roads and bridges pursuant to the code of 6735. That apparently is a listing of the streets in the folder.
I need to add some streets to it, man.
Sir,
I need to add some streets along more to it.
you can add them now. So, you all got 2 streets and the mayor gets 4 streets.
All of your streets.
What are the streets? And let's go.
Let me, can we come back to it next?
Yes, sir.
Did I add one on?
Yes, sir.
I thought you only did 2 now.
You don't have.
I just added one.
Oh, okay. You got one. Okay.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna.
watch out.
Y'all wanna come back to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That way,
Go ahead, just be done, it's gonna be done tonight, so we've been putting this off too long.
For 3 years.
Yeah. Now, don't let it be long, we've been,
Oh, yes, bro.
it's supposed to
Just give them
be
the
taken
streets.
care
can we
of.
come back to that at the, right after the executive session? That way,
Let's do what we're going to do, thank you, street dog.
Oh, yes, bro.
Okay.
Oh, Jackson Road. Yes, sir.
Now, let's go, got a year before we go into executive, we get this done.
okay, so we'll do it for, generally,
Okay.
Did you get your streets organized?
we're gonna do it before we go into the executive session.
Okay,
So
cool, all right.
we'll be.
So we can come back to that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the board if they would take their time and look at item 17 through 22.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
For 19,
19, yes, sir.
consideration and approval of reimbursement for request from Madison County. These are monies to be paid to the county from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
From what part of the money are we pulling this from?
That's the one that EWPP project.
Was
Yeah.
that money
That was a
already?
cooperative agreement that we did, yeah, the city agreement
Oh,
with the
yeah.
counties. It was only for a total of $27,000, and you weren't here yesterday, so I explained that it was for a total of $27,000, the city's cost share for that project. However, the invoices we got were one for 10,000, one for 16, one for 17. So when I addressed it yesterday, I thought the consensus was.
Right.
No.
I said, that's more than 27,000.
Exactly, that's why what I did was, we talked about it, and the consensus I thought was to put a letter together, which I did.
Right.
And, I had that on video too, but I don't see it on here now, but, so I did a letter, and the agenda item just included the payment of the 10,000 plus the 16,000 that was under the 27,000 pursuant to the cooperative agreement. And then I wrote them a letter requesting the reason why it was over the cost share the city agreed to. The county.
So,
Okay.
you said, so what the response for?
I just did it yesterday.
You just,
I did it yesterday, and they did it for approval today, the letter.
Right, yeah, you sent us a copy of that.
and I see that we also paying Wagner for the EWPP project.
Is it? Yeah, that's what you're talking about for those two.
That's,
So,
that's part of
yeah,
it.
total under 27,000, we agreed to the 20, oh, sorry, man.
No,
Go ahead.
We agreed to the 27,000 something, so we want to at least go ahead and pay that portion. And she's questioning, the letter, we gotta approve the letter so she can send them asking why was that other additional charge there.
Oh.
But you agreed up front for 27.
So will we need to vote for 20, if that's the case?
No, I had 20 off the agenda, because I
Yeah.
had that in, just a letter in there, but. I-
You're right, yeah, because that will put us over, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had 20 off.
Yeah,
I didn't receive her revised agenda until, right, I had already printed, that's fine, like, it was like right before the meeting.
Yeah, let's just remove 20, that's right.
That's what I'm saying, we have to remove
Yeah, so
that.
we'll be paying over.
Yeah.
What do y'all see, 20?
After
Number 20.
It's after 19.
We're paying the two big deals.
No, it was like this, y'all.
20 would be that, it'll put us past that 27 that we agreed to.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you look at, 19 that has the 10,000 and the 16,000.
27.
Yeah, that's right, that's what we agreed.
That's 27,391.94.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much what we agreed to.
But yeah,
And that's what we're paying.
yeah.
Right,
Okay.
so let's take 20 off there, yeah.
I was just asking about 20, since she said,
Oh, item 20?
Right, I just want
since she brought this,
until we get a response from,
yeah,
for that letter.
Okay, so you wanna drop 20?
Right.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And that letter from here, now looking at the agenda, it doesn't, the letter from Madison County, where I need EWPP reimbursement, that's not on the agenda either. So maybe y'all can add the authorize the approve.
Maybe you have it, where is it?
I sent
She
y'all.
sent a copy.
I know, but we need to physically add it to, she's saying we need to physically add it to this.
Okay,
I guess you can do it after you finish what you're doing, I don't interrupt.
okay.
Okay, we can come back to it. So we'll get executive session. So what, so is your idea to do 17 through 22 except for 20? I mean, except for 20.
16, 22.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Mr. Montgomery can answer this question. Mr. Montgomery, on the, do you have an idea of what, you all collected for the, Historical Society those previous 2 years? For flea market,
No, I don't, but I'll be glad to find out for you.
all right, so this will be for another two years, okay. Another 2 years, right?
Yes.
Right.
Can I comment briefly on that?
Yeah, you can
But anyway, y'all were nice enough to give us some slack on the division of the fees on flea market, okay? That as it's developed over time, the Historical Society gets about 171 exhibitors, and the city gets the rest and everything. So we geared that down, and then the next 2 years, what we did is spent close to 400,000. The 20%, which was our share there, these fees plus other fees and money that we raised, we are out of debt at this point. Then Archives and History comes to us through our architect and says that y'all got to redo and exactly replace the deal at the south end of the big room. Now, that is a very complicated process. We're in the process. One engineer refused to estimate the process, but we're in the process of getting another. So we anticipate that we're gonna have an additional demand again. So we're asking for a reasonable percent between the city and the county for 2 years, same as we did before. And that should allow us to finish a project pretty close to 600,000, and we'll have one of the outstanding historical jail facilities in the country and in Mississippi. And then the Historical Society is going to develop exhibits and programs and everything for that facility to assist the city of Canton. Historical Society is a non-profit that purchased, you may remember when the old jail was just abandoned, nothing there. They bought that and improved it the first time, and now finally improving the whole thing. This time it's all agree and help us and support us.
Let me ask you a question, Attorney Montgomery. When you say Historical Society, this is the Historical Society dash Madison County. Is this our historical preservation?
When the Historical Society formed a nonprofit, and for the purpose of buying that facility, I believe it was owned by the county. And then from day one, they did every expense on it, except the contribution that y'all made to our efforts for the last 2 years. We asked for 2 more years, and I think we'll have an outstanding facility to benefit the city for many years to come.
That effort is that effort is 100/40, or 100 goes to the society and 40 to the city, whereas previously it was reversed. It was 100 to the city and 40 to the society. So he's asking that we reverse it to 100 to the society and 40 to the city in order to help with that historical project.
That's only on the applicants that are located on the Historical Society property. And the way that runs, it's about 400 applicants. The ones on the Historical Society is about 171, and the balance we don't get anything from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So 100 to society and 40 to the city, right? That's my bad.
What did you say?
100 to the
It's
city,
historical
historical
society,
society, and
40 to the city.
Yeah.
Just 40 to the city, 100/40.
Right.
40 to the city, 100 to the society. But I was asking the question, the distinction, because there is Robert Riddell's group,
Okay.
which may not be a part of, and attorney Montgomery to help us out here, of the Historical Society, Madison County. That's a, is that?
The county, Madison County is not.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, this is one.
That's not us. That's not, I mean, that's not,
Historical preservation.
that's not just us.
That's right.
That's,
right.
yeah.
Right.
We got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
And like I said, that's my own other, and that's what I wanted to find out, because, we know we not, as a whole, the city doesn't do well with, collections for flea market. This last time, we did end up, in the red on the flea market, so since, once they get this going, then they'll help the city. It didn't hurt us last time, so.
Okay. Somebody wanna give me a motion?
Are we doing the bundle or,
Sir?
are we doing the bundle as before?
Yes, sir.
17 through,
So do we need to,
I think Attorney Banks wants us to take out,
take out 20.
take out 20.
Right.
in this letter, you saying we should add the vote?
No, we gotta add it to the agenda.
Okay.
We can't do it in this one, we gotta add it to the agenda.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, to add it to the bundle. To vote for the letter?
No, after we get through with these, then we'll add it to the agenda, then we'll.
After
Yeah.
that. All in favor?
Oh, you gotta get a motion.
I know that. Look y'all up.
Yeah, I'll vote that we, accept items 17 through 22 with the exclusion of, 20.
Do we have a motion? I mean, a second.
I'll second it with an unread.
Has a second with an unreadness?
And I'd like to take this opportunity to hear from our attorney on 21-19-53, if you're prepared to do so.
On which one?
21-19-53,
Oh, okay, that is.
Roman number 18. I'm sorry.
Roman number 18.
So,
Nothing wrong with getting a little education.
as you all know, the city cannot donate unless it's statutorily approved. So, one of the donation statutes is 21-1953. That provides donations to support historical museums. And so, when I got the request, from the Historical Society, I Googled their, purpose and mission on the website. And they do fit into the category of, historical museum. They promote the Madison County History Museum. I think Attorney Jones just mentioned that as well. So that's one of the statutory reasons the city can donate, is to support historical museums, and that's Mississippi Code 21-1953.
Okay. All right. And with that, I've read it, but I just want to make sure that I have an understanding as good to get it from an expert. My unreadness is maybe.
All in favor?
Turn favor aye.
That's correct.
Here we are.
Yeah,
Is everyone voted?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Motion carried. I will ask the board to scrutinize and peruse carefully the consent agenda.
Wait, we still got some items on
Huh?
it. We still have item 21 and 22.
Yeah. And we just voted on it.
Was it?
It was bundled.
I'm sorry, never mind.
Yeah.
We need to, I need to go back to 9, add those restrictions.
Yeah.
You wanna go back and do that, okay? Dr. Anderson is here.
My streets are East Academy, Hill Street, and Wayne Street. East Academy, Hill Street, and Wayne Street. W-E-E-M-S. East Academy and Hill Street.
Anyone else? Alderman Blunt?
My portion of my street is, I think I would better serve my folks on Main Street, where they have those homes, stuff from Red City, you did some digging over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right there.
so yes, I think Main Street, change mine from Webster to Mason.
No, well, what I'm saying is, since it's one street,
That's a part of my street, you
Yeah,
had
but-
one that you do.
I agree with you, but that's the bigger street. And which
It don't have
part?
to be the whole street.
Right.
You know, it's the top portion where Sylvia actually went in and did those lines.
Yeah,
And well, this is before my time, when they had the issue with the, drains behind those
Yeah.
houses, they drain a lot of stuff, and they never came back to fix those.
I'll be sent it.
And on Blunt, you there, they started,
Oh, Jackson Road.
I'm about to fight.
Did all the blunt get it straight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's another street coming off 22, Mr. Garrett, can you help me here? The street that goes down past Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Oh, you talking about,
over the sign
City
section,
Road?
say,
no, oh, you talking about,
you go all the way down and turn
No.
to the driver.
down about Lane, about Lane,
What's the name of it?
Lane transmission.
It's across from Love.
That's Cook Place
Cook,
Road.
yeah, Cook.
Cook Place.
Cook Place Road.
Yeah.
Cook Place, that's my street.
Lane transmission.
No, he's not talking about that far out.
I'm not talking about that for an hour, I'm just talking about from 22.
When you turn on side of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, he's not talking about Kentucky, he's meaning Popeye. That's what Hotel Street.
No.
No.
What are you talking
It's
about?
all Fuller Street.
Okay.
Right next to KFC.
Right,
Yeah,
You go down,
Turn it, Jasper.
where Jazz Cole is.
Yeah, that's
Cook,
what Lane,
Cook
yeah,
Place Road.
yeah, that's what Lane
what you know what you're
transmission is.
talking about.
Yeah, lane
Lane
transmission.
transmission is that.
There you go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Trust me, there's people that want to pay.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
it's a city street, it's
Yeah,
gravel.
that's what Lane transmission is.
It says Cook Place Road.
Cook Place Road,
No,
yeah.
that's the Sixth Street.
Okay.
Cook Place, okay, we got it,
Sixth Street.
okay.
But I don't know if the mayor has an award.
Oh,
I don't have a board, I just said that.
You got a whole city.
I got it, over what most street, but I'm not gonna argue about it.
Well, if you want ever fully retired, we're gonna get you. You know, everyone, there's a mayor street around here, everywhere, but Bowling doesn't have one yet. Do you have one yet,
I
Fred?
don't,
Alice Scott got one.
let's go, Lane.
Alice has hers, and the city has his.
That's right.
she got the street a long time ago.
So yours is Cook, I mean, I say Cooks.
Whatever,
Okay.
whatever all of them, what all of them being
Cook's Place.
placed.
Cook Place Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's COOK.
Yep.
Alright, class.
Oh, you gotta get a motion, man.
Got a motion, all in favor, give me a motion. Who made the motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
That we, accept those, the streets that we just named and is written in our packet.
And that's
Give
second,
me the other page.
I second that.
all in favor.
Yeah, man.
Blunt, aye. Brown, aye.
Sinclair.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, you said it all.
Motion carried. Did you vote all of them? Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know,
Motion carried. We're at the consent agenda. I'll ask the board to look at the consent agenda.
can I make a statement before we?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, looking at, item, my question, on the consent agenda was, what, I lost it. It was dealing with, the door at, number 24. It says consider and approve the payment of $1,896.45 to Glenn Cotton for door replacement at the landfill. Have we previously discussed that, Mr. Gann?
Nope.
We need to, yeah, we need to, address on, talk about that one. And what is, McGraw gotta go for $340 from August to September? What was the purpose of that?
They rent, 40 tons every month.
Oh, okay, this is the landfill department.
Oh, you don't have restrooms up there?
We ran for the truck drivers because of our wide facilities there. And so our operators sometimes don't come down. And sometimes the truck drivers utilize people going to the facility. We,
allot them a place to relieve themselves.
Okay, and before Mr. Gary speaks, my other one is, 23, Kirk Anderson, who's gonna cover, I know we got to have the election stuff done, who's gonna cover, our office during those times?
What item is that?
33, 33, I'm sorry.
33.
Right.
Oh, we work with the, Ms. Griffin in our latest code office.
Okay.
Ms. Griffin and Ms. Gary.
Ms. Gary still here?
No, we will have to get it approved once we get closer to that time.
Okay, we need to go ahead and.
I mean, one can stay, it's just that I didn't want nobody to violate because they continue trying. It's just such a board, whoever.
Yeah, we want to train us because there's
Somebody needs to stay.
somebody, yeah, we gotta have somebody in the office.
Yeah, somebody needs to stay. I'm sorry, I'm talking.
That'll be,
When I get away with it.
Chair recognizes, Alderman Gill.
My goodness, Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry. The chair continues to recognize
Let's hear, Mr. Garrett's issue on, Mr. Cotton here, and then we'll, so we get to the bottom of that first.
Well, I have a question before you start. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what does an $1,800 door looks like. Is it gold plated?
It is a steel door, with laminated glass, the entrance door to the landfill, and a lock.
Okay.
Security one.
Security.
Every matter of.
But doors are expensive though.
Yeah, I know those are expensive, my question is just, she didn't
Well,
get across.
some of that.
Yeah.
Might even tell them about it.
The door did not exceed the statutory amount that, within the budget. And we had a rodent in the office, and so, in order to make sure no rodents would enter the office, we put up a secure door.
It's a reptile, snake.
Said it didn't exceed
It is.
But it gets back to the other
So you
question.
don't have to come to y'all for everything.
Some things should be.
I'm just, don't get me caught around.
All right, okay, I'm gonna get you.
What price triggers the conscious of those individuals who are in control of the POs? So that means that any department head can purchase something for $1,800, $2,000, and the consciousness of the keeper of the gate as it relates to POs allows it to flow through. So apparently that's the system we have now. There are no questions. And then the question becomes, how did Glenn Collins get this contract and not someone else?
It was,
I mean, I understand, I know. So I'm trying to figure out, is he the only person in Canton that can do this door?
no, I don't
Or
think.
other Cantonians given an opportunity? And that's the problem we have. Folks are not given an opportunity to do this work. It's just, it doesn't matter to me that he did the work. What matters to me is that no one gets an opportunity to do this work. Except Mr. Cotton, who's a great guy. I'm not even looking at Tim Taylor.
No, you have all my attention.
I would, well, you can look at him if you like.
No, I definitely not looking at him,
But really, I mean, these are questions coming from me. These are not coming from the board. Because Mr. Cotton's name is throughout endeavors and contracts and so forth. And I'm just hope that we don't get in any trouble by not having a record that other folks were given an opportunity. to have these type jobs and to receive these kinds of funds. I think that's the issue here.
Can I ask a question, Junior?
Sure.
I wanted to know too, and I didn't get a response, and maybe we can talk about it, or at least something right with somebody, but I wanted to know why they were off the claim cycle too, if that's the case. I mean, is there some reason that they're still out on the consent agenda?
You got a response, in your email.
Oh, you did?
Question. But, I had already submitted the claims docket to the board prior to receipt, so I wasn't gonna, I didn't want to deceive the board by adding to the claims docket. I had already reviewed, so I just, everything I received after they got the claim docket, it's just put on the consent agenda.
So it wasn't that anything was like, that we need to look at legal?
Oh, no. It's just that it was received, and I was out last week at the training, so a lot of things they couldn't get to me in time like they would have if I had been here. So to avoid just, if they get paying late, I just put it here, but I didn't want to alter the claims like you already had.
That is a flag.
Well, this is the point in the day-to-day operation. You and I need to have a conversation if there are other citizens who have the same skill set to do these services that any department head comes up with. All right.
I see it already, I see it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Mr. Wells, you may have anything?
Yes, I
You into the dental lady?
Thank you. I'm of the same mind as the mayor, even though I don't run it every day. But certain things, we're spending money on stuff that we could be spending on something else, like this porta potty. $340 for a month for somebody they could just come down and go somewhere else to use the restroom. For me, that could have been better spent in another area. And I'm in total agreement. It does look suspicious when we only use one person to do our work.
Well, I like to do more than I don't.
Yeah, because that, porta potty, there wasn't a necessity. Now, had you said that your bathrooms weren't working and we needed to do something.
And my guys do use the porta potties because of the distance traveled from the hill to and the porta potty sits right there next to them and something. But I have no problem if the board would like of removing the porta potties. It was there when I came, and then we had people wanting to come in and use the restrooms inside the building, and we can post signs and say employees only. We can do all those things.
And you said porta potty been out there since you came?
They have.
Okay, I've been here 3 years and they never heard nothing about porta potty.
And what is the business for?
But
It's really from
I didn't see it like this. So I guess this what they are aware that is going on. But like I said, and I stick to what I say, this money could be better spent on something else other than making it convenient for somebody to get to rest. I know we all have to use the restroom, and that's.
Like I said, our employees use it.
Yeah, your employees use it too.
Yeah, they use it, but I think
Just to make us aware of what's going on, because if somebody would come to me from the second arena and say, "Why y'all got porta potties out there?" You know what I would say? I have no earthly clue because it was never explained.
Yeah, they out there in the middle of nowhere.
Up on the hill.
Yeah.
as again I said, I have no
I
problem
thought
with
they were
removing
dumb.
them.
I thought they were trash. Though. I know they were being used. I thought this boy was trash myself.
I'm done.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have also a question, concerning the door itself and the consideration of other people in our community that could possibly work. And it seemed like still that there should been some type of process where you check with other people and got a bid from other contractors or carpenters, what have you. Because like I said, around the board, there's other people that can do that work and just as effectively and efficient. So I'm just trying to see why, or were there any consideration to that? Did you consider
I did,
getting
and
other,
the price of
at
the
least
door,
2 or 3?
the price of the door is what's driving the cost of it. Because we went back with the same exact door that was on the building when it was put up, a steel secure door. It wasn't anything, with stained windows or anything like that, stained glass, anything like that. It's the exact same door, and ordered the same insert glass to go, and the door, the door was in deplorable condition, and the building system been a building.
What's the label? What's the label?
I was about to ask that too.
I had it, but the door itself is the biggest, is the bulk of the price.
Okay.
I would present that to the board.
And this is the problem, hold on, this is the problem we have, Dr. Anderson. There has to be a documentation of every penny spent.
And there is.
So we know what the cost of the door is, but what is the cost of the installer?
Yeah, breakdown, itemized breakdown. Yeah, itemized breakdown of the cost of the door as well as the labor portion of it, so we can. Understand this.
Now, if I may, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
and Glenn is a friend, and I'm gonna defend his tenure and what he's been doing in this city. A lot of the work that Glenn sees, he'll say, in most occasions, I'll do it for free because it will be donated to the city. Same thing with the restrooms out there at Public Works. There has been nobody that's come to us and said they would do anything in this city for free. Glenn has said on a weekly basis, if the city buys material, I will do it for free. I know he and Melvin talk quite a bit. Glenn's skill set in this city, he has a love for this city. He wants to see this city prosper just like anybody else. So, he's a friend, and I would be less than a friend to sit here and let anybody pound upon him based on what, and I guarantee you that labor is not that much. I guarantee you it's not. I don't know it right off the top of my head, but I know it's not. And I'm going to ask the attorney, what is the appropriate way for me not to vote for this one item in this consent agenda, but yet go forth with the consent agenda? Because I don't want anybody getting happy and calling Tad White on me, because I'm not getting kickbacks. I don't do
It
that.
have to be removed. It's on the end of the consent agenda, unless they remove that item and vote on it separately or something. Unless you just recuse yourself on the whole consent agenda. You get voted.
I'm waiting for all of you to finish before I.
Yeah, I'm
do
doing
that.
Did you remember all
You
that?
said the labor was what all of them?
$500.
Yeah, that's what they got, I don't know how you do that.
No, I just asked you. I just asked you what was it? So no, don't put me no pity, no.
But let me mention this, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say to my colleague,
Yes.
we were not badgering or questioning Mr. Cotton's intent or his capability to perform the job. But my point was, this information is not being shared across the board, because there are other people, as we've stated before, that does this work. And you have Glenn, I come from a whole lineage of construction people and carpentry and stuff like that. And I wouldn't dare tell them to come and apply for anything. But we have other people in our community, as Mayor said, that can do the same work. And we appreciate what Mr. Cotton does. And I'm in wholehearted agreement with it. He does be out there and working from time to time for free for us. But still, the process needs to be explained. That's why I asked the questions that I.
Oh, I agree 100%. But I don't want to get off the cut that.
Yeah, but it's not about.
We're favoring and giving him preferential treatment, and maybe Tim Taylor's getting a kickback.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not how it's
Look, I know my folks. I know.
That's not my intent.
No, I know my people now. I know
That's not
what
my
can
intent.
be brought up in this, and I'm just playing the basis.
Well, I'm glad that you are, but there are other ways as to how federal people look at it.
There we go.
All right.
Now we gotta bring the federal government in. See,
But Alderman Wells can do something for free, knowing that at some point in time,
see,
he's gonna get the job.
that's wrong, man. That's completely wrong.
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
completely wrong.
No,
You are
no.
wrong, Mayor.
I'm not saying I'm wrong.
That's wrong.
No, I'm telling you how I
You're making an implication, Mayor, and that's not right.
I'm making the implication, but stay away from what looks like quid pro quo.
Okay, I think.
Well, it's no different than your favorite attorneys coming here getting money. Okay?
My favorite who?
Your favorite attorneys, lawyers. You have favorites, preference. I don't get involved with Miller and Glenn do.
My favorite attorney is Dennis Lee.
Oh, come on, man. No, we just approved a $20 million grant, and nobody knows what's in the grant because of who the attorney is.
Well, look,
I'm telling you.
nobody jumping on Mr. Cotton.
Yeah. You make implications.
I'm saying I think they'll appear and have a meeting.
And they could appear in every essence of what we do. A $20 million grant, Mayor, there was a 2-2 vote, you broke the tie because of who the attorney was. Come on, let's get real now.
I wrote that I thought it was the right thing to do.
Now, and what's in the grant? What is this city obligated to? Can you tell me 3 things that this city is obligated to based on
They're
that?
not obligated in any manner
That's it, that's what I'm saying.
at all.
Yeah, that's an easy way out.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
And we move on now, but as long as you were looking at someone's character, it was okay. Yeah, you were. I know what you're doing now. I know what you're doing.
Come on.
I'm just brave enough to speak out about
I
it.
just want to add something to it.
Go ahead.
Because if it was anybody else's friend in the state was doing that, it wouldn't be a question.
I don't know whether you all have had a chance to look at it, but, I looked at the door cost it's comparable to what the standard and the labor cost is not that bad either. So I think we all see that, the cost is definitely worth that now that we review. We just want to be able to look at things prior to the work being done. And I think this is what this board is saying. If you had a situation where that came up, you could poll the board or let the mayor know and poll the board to see, do we all consent on that? And that way, at least we are aware. Like Alderwoman Gilpin said, if somebody had asked her some questions, we would know. We couldn't tell them anything, and we want to be part of the process instead of after the fact. So just speak more out.
But I think that'll be getting into the minutia of things, because if it's not near the level of
Yes.
of where he has to bring it to us, then
There you go.
you're trying to dictate his everyday dealings.
And it takes away his authority.
We can't get him. I understand what you're saying about you may need to involve other people, but
Yeah.
you can't ask him to come with every little thing.
Not
So,
everything.
but I'm saying, it's a threshold for these things to be brought to us, and he took it on his own discretion because it didn't
To get it done.
meet that threshold, and he went and got the people that he used. So, like you said, if it's over 2,500, he has to bring it to us and we can look at it, but I don't want to handicap you in the way when you, something like that, you got to bring it to us and approve, because that's not the way it's
I would do my due diligence.
Yeah.
With the man.
It depends on who it is as to what they do. I know Mr. Gary had a tire fix for $15, and he was jumped all over because he didn't get it approved. A flat tire hinders him from getting things done, and I think it was on a piece of equipment. I think that's ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous. It depends on who the person is as to what the punishment will be, and I think that's wrong. I think that is absolutely wrong. You're hindering, taking away his authority to get things done. A snake in the building, you got a scared employee. You did what was right, and it shouldn't even be questioned. It's based on who it is and who did the work. Glenn Cotton, he gets a lot of work. I don't know how he does it. I don't vote on it. Go check the record. I don't vote on anything he does, Because I don't ever want to get caught up in a black scandal that Tim Taylor's on the hook. And that makes me angry if somebody try to do that. And I'm not saying anybody disabled, but that's the impression that you're getting, that it's Tim Taylor's friend, so therefore there's got to be some kind of hookup. I work for a living. I work for a living. And even this job that doesn't pay a whole lot, I don't drive nowhere. But I get everywhere I need to go, and most of the time it's walking. I'm putting the work in, and I don't appreciate that. He's a friend, and I will forever defend my friendship with him, because I know he's an upstanding individual.
That's the right. I got to do this more. All right, do we have a motion? Do we have a motion? Consent agenda.
Okay. I'll give a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
All in favor?
No,
Have a second. Give me a second. All in favor?
Give it nay.
Well,
Brown, man.
All in favor?
Hold on.
Sir?
Hold on. Everybody leave it to the name. Everybody hold on.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now.
The block party one too, there's an ordinance too, part of that needs to be.
On 30?
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
on for?
You said it's on.
Yeah, I put it on, it's on block party ordinance that she needs to look at. Okay, yeah, I usually just refer to you,
Pen and I question.
Motion carried.
Oh, that's what you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead. Motion 4, 2. The mayor will entertain a motion to go to executive session.
Was that anything?
Brown, man.
no, it's 4-3.
4,
Everything.
4, oh, okay.
was it 4, 2? Yeah, 4, 2. Where is it?
Okay.
You what there?
She has a letter there.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, yeah, we got to add another. Yeah, we got to add that to the agenda.
Right.
Were you going to make a motion, Alderman Brown, we add that to the agenda?
I so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
That's what
Well,
Brown,
she put it in the email.
Has everyone read the letter? Okay,
It's not even about that.
I'm asking, has everyone seen the letter that you voted on?
I saw it in the email.
Miss Banks.
Alderwoman Guilty has not seen the letter. Could you pass it to her, please?
What you doing?
I second.
You second?
Yeah, I second.
You have one ready?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, the same day.
Same letter. All in favor?
Well,
Give it aye.
Brown,
Pen and I.
that's the one.
Motion carried. The letter is now on the agenda. We need to make a motion to have her to submit that letter. Is that?
It is approved, yeah.
We need to-
The item how I had style was, let's see.
We're approving the letter we sent to the board of supervisors. right?
Correct.
Yeah.
We need a motion approving this letter.
So moved.
All in favor?
Brown,
well,
That's correct.
Give it aye.
Pen and I.
Motion carried. The mayor would now entertain a motion to go to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Give it aye.
That's correct.
Brown.
Motion carried. Take a 5-minute break. Before you all go, I need to make hold on a second. I need to make an announcement. There's a program going on at the multipurpose complex that's sponsored by the Mississippi Development Authority. And that program consists of folks from the business community, it's a business department of the Mississippi Development Authority, in which they teach you how to do a business plan, to write a business plan, to teach you how to have access to capital, to teach you how to purchase from the government, teach you how to purchase from the state, and teach you everything you need to know about bonds, and teach you bidding, how to bid. It's a 9-week program. So if you guys know of anyone who may have an interest in that, please let folks know. And I wish you would put that on that part on Facebook that I just said. Today.
Every Tuesday night from 6 to 9.